unscripted on the fly. With Sunset's Backstage Pass seemingly being the last Equestria Girls special for the time being, unless things change, a lot of people will probably be asking the question, was Equestria Girls a success, and did it live up to the expectations that was set by Friendship is Magic? Well, I can tell you honestly from experience that yes, I think it did. Despite the fact that, like a lot of folks, myself and even Lauren Faust weren't too thrilled about Equestria Girls becoming a reality back in 2013 and 14, I can honestly say that, like what Friendship is Magic did, it basically turned me around. It basically changed my perspective on the show itself, or at least on the spin-off show itself, as well as its shorts and its specials. And the way it did it wasn't just through what people were saying and the praise they were giving some of the movies, but it was also due to the fact that they were doing the one thing that was needed to be done for the longest time to win people over. And what they were doing was they were finally acknowledging that both Equestria Girls and Friendship is Magic were all in the same continuity and somewhat the same timeline. How did they do that? Real simple. Not just with Rainbow Rocks, which a lot of people consider the best Equestria Girls movie out of the four, but with Dance Magic, well, not Dance Magic, but with Mirror Magic, which brought Starlight Glimmer into the Equestria Girls world, but brought Sunset Shimmer back to the pony world and what people have been hoping for, her back as a pony. But they also did it with Forgotten Friendship, where she had to go back to the world of Equestria to figure out what was going on and why her friends couldn't remember who she was. As well as with Spring Breakdown, where they basically used an Equestria Girls special to be somewhat like a sequel to the 2017 My Little Pony movie by acknowledging that the Storm King's magic had infiltrated the human world of Equestria, or the Equestria Girls' human world. That's how they were able to win a lot of people over, by doing stuff like that. And by doing stuff like that, it garnered a lot of people's interest and helped make Equestria Girls a success and help it live up to the expectations that everybody was hoping for, or Hasbro was hoping for, and DHX and Megan McCarthy were hoping for, because they were doing what needed to be done. They weren't trying to separate the two as their own individual shows with no acknowledgement of the other. No, they made sure, even though it took a few years later, they made sure to connect both worlds into one continuity, both shows into one continuity, the same continuity and somewhat the same timeline, by having the things happen the way they did. I mean, why do you think they gave us that cliffhanger ending at the end of Friendship Games, the third Equestria Girls movie, with all the equestrian magic seeping in from what I consider Equestria Prime into the human Equestria world? Because that cliffhanger ending was a way to get us to realize that there was going to be more to come, that there was more going to happen involving equestrian magic. But also by doing that, they were acknowledging that both were one and the same. Both were basically the same continuity and timeline. Which is why every time Sunset and the Humane Six, as they put them, went into battle against some kind of antagonist, it was due to the fact that that antagonist had gotten hold of some kind of equestrian magic that didn't belong in the human world. It belonged back in Equestria. And the only reason the antagonist for that special got a hold of it is because of the fact that it got reactivated by the equestrian magic that's seeping through the crack that was shown at the end of Friendship Games. So by doing all that, and thus by doing so, connecting both into one, I believe that's what helped win fans over to Equestria Girls, because now they were looking at the fact that, yeah, it's a spin-off and they do their own things, here and there with, the Better Together shorts and Choose Your Own Ending shorts and stuff like that. But by doing what they did, like I mentioned, it basically established to the fans that were unsure at first, that were mostly pro Friendship is Magic, it basically it showed the fans that yes, Equestria Girls is Friendship is Magic, but it's its own thing at times, but the connection that makes it within the same continuity and, like I said earlier, somewhat timeline, is the magic that's seeping in. And hopefully, if there is one more Equestria Girls or two more Equestria Girls specials down the line, can't say whether or not there will be, that will be touched upon, that will be acknowledged. But if not, I will say this, with the remainder, that's what I'm trying to say there, remainder Better Together / Choose Your Own Ending shorts to be aired and debuted on their YouTube channel yet to come, I will say this, if Sunset's Backstage Pass is it, then Equestria Girls did exactly what it needed to do. It proved to be a success. It showed that if a spin-off of any kind, of any show is done, it showed that it can be done successfully if you do all the right things. I mean, one of the things people point out as being the reason that a lot of folks will won over to Equestria Girls or started to give it a chance wasn't just the ending of Friendship Games, wasn't just the fact that Sunset was going back and forth between both worlds now. It was Sunset's redemption herself. It was the redemption that a whole movie like Rainbow Rocks was given to showcase and show how much a person can change or an individual can change if given a second chance. And honestly, that, like I said, along with the cliffhanger ending of Friendship Games, sorry, got a little too excited. But like I said, along with her redemption, and then like I mentioned, the cliffhanger ending of the equestrian magic coming into the human equestrian world, and thus being the reason a lot of these equestrian magical artifacts that got hidden in the world started to activate, and thus by doing so, connecting both shows into one continuity and one timeline somewhat, is what I think helped Equestria Girls succeed and become the success, become the series that Hasbro, DHX Media, and Megan McCarthy were hoping it would be. It's because of those things, along with Sunset's redemption, and the fact that they finally heard what the fans wanted and said, we're going to bring Sunset back to Equestria like they did, have her reconcile with Celestia, which they did. It's all these elements, including the ones I just mentioned, that really help make Equestria Girls a success in the end. And that's really all I can say. Again, was it a success? Yes. Did it live up to the expectations Friendship is Magic set? Yes. And all I can say is, whenever you get a chance, like I'm probably going to do in the future, catch up on Equestria Girls. Check them out. Enjoy the movies if you want to watch the movies to get the gist of what's going on. Watch the specials, and even watch the shorts. Because if you're a fan of Friendship is Magic, and you don't think this is going to have any, similarities or elements of Friendship is Magic, you're going to have to guess again. So that's all I can really say, guys. I'm sorry if I stuttered a little bit, kind of lost track of words, or kind of mumbled a bit. Like I said at the beginning, this is unscripted on the fly, or was unscripted on the fly. So hopefully you guys can accept that. And again, let me know what you guys' thoughts are on Equestria Girls. Do you think it succeeded the way Hasbro, DHX, and Megan wanted it to be? And do you think it did meet up to expectations, the same expectations Friendship is Magic set? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. And I am out.